literally from day one, when we opened those doors that Friday night, I realized that Local 7 was no longer mine. It was Tucker's.
Main Street Tucker has really taken off. It probably is due to you and the success of yours.
I can't reiterate enough with everything that we've been able to accomplish. It all boils back to the people that are involved with me.
Welcome to Cab Talks Tourism. Today is a foodies day. We have James Maggard with Local 7 and Ford's BBQ. Excited about that. Welcome to our show.
Well, thank you for having me.
So, James, since I'm a James, I can remember James. And we talked about how you normally meet Jims, not Jameses.
Yep.
But tell us a little bit about yourself.
Goodness. I live in Decatur. I put myself through school working in restaurants and bars. Graduated, got a job in finance, and worked that for a few years, and always had the dream or the desire to retire and open up a little neighborhood restaurant and bar. Very social person, like to be involved in the community. And a few years into my career, I got the opportunity to take over somebody's lease and kind of have a little side project of developing a little concept. And about 6 months after doing that, my wife said, there's no reason for you to wait till you retire. Go ahead and do it now. And quit my job. That was back in 2006, and been hard at the restaurants ever since.
So you're the owner and founder of the two?
I am, yes.
That's very cool.
Absolutely.
That's a great success story because, a lot of people really have that as a dream and they don't do it. Or some of them have it a dream and figure out how hard it is.
It's you can only do it with good people. I've definitely been the engine, but the engine can only take you so far. And learned a lot from our failures. We've closed a few restaurants along the way. But, once we came out to Tucker and got involved in the community, opened up Local 7 back in 2010 and 11, everything kind of took off.
So how did you find – so you had restaurants in other locations. So what brought you to Tucker?
So we opened Matador Cantina back in 2006, and that was in Oakhurst, Decatur. I lived in Oakhurst. We were involved in the schools. It was a very small mom and pop location. We had a bunch of real estate friends and acquaintances and regular customers that would come through, and they were kind of building their careers as well. And we would have them come through and say, "Oh, you need to open something out in Tucker. There's this new place that is being developed. There's talks of it becoming a city one day. You need to come out there." And growing up in Decatur, we had taken our first step forward with Matador, trying to open up another location in Glenwood Park, closer in town. That's always been my kind of perceived sphere of influence, is staying local, staying with the people that I know, and trying to have that pulse on the community. 2008 hit, the market dried up, real estate market dried up, and we had a very difficult 5 years getting through that first initial lease with the second Matador location. Right towards the end of that, I had two gentlemen, Wesley Knapp and Fisher Patey, kind of force me to, hey, I'm just going to bring you out to Tucker to show you what's going on. And I'm glad they did. They brought me out. They saw the vision. They were finishing the streetscape about that time. Mm-hmm. And we were able to get into our building on Main Street. Local 7 was the first liquor license on Main Street.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Kind of makes sense as I think about it, though.
Yeah. So it was because of the overlay district, and everybody involved helped in some way, shape, or form. Everybody wanted us there. I had never seen that kind of, desire for small business, the desire to grow the community and to have, a neighborhood pub neighborhood bar be opened and kind of, I don't want to say lead the way, because I had nothing to do with leading the way other than taking the risk. But there's a lot of people in the development of downtown Tucker that had a vision. And we were fortunate to be a part of that.
Well, we're glad you did, because Main Street Tucker has really taken off. It probably is due to you and the success of yours, because now you've got the two places. Mm-hmm. Now, I've got to ask, I'm trying to figure out, it doesn't fit either name. Mm-hmm. So where did Ford's Barbecue come from?
So Ford started, I was sitting in our restaurant over in Glenwood Park. We'd kind of decided about a year out that we were going to exit slowly and live out our lease. And so we were kind of working on the next thing. And I, in my free time, would create menus. I enjoy the creative side of things. I love food. I love to cook. And barbecue was always a passion of mine. And so I started developing a barbecue menu of what I think the best barbecue menu should be. You know, I was a big fan of Fox Brothers, Fat Matt's Rib Shack, Maddie's when they were still here. All different barbecue. So it's hard to say there's really an Atlanta flavor of barbecue. But try to put something together with what my influences were, with enjoying cooking Latin American Southwestern cuisine, having a little bit of a tie-in with that kind of stuff. And I had a regular customer come in, look over my shoulder, and it had, at the top, said, "Barbecue name here." And she said, "What are you doing?" It's like, just putting together a menu. One day I might want to open up a barbecue restaurant. She says, "Well, you've got to talk to a buddy of mine. He does all of our holiday parties, so on and so forth." So she called him up, and we met and had a drink one night and talked about barbecue, and we started competing. And we go into our first competition, and we both show up, and we both drive old Ford trucks.
Oh, I've wondered.
Yeah, both of us got a 1970 Ford F100 that I absolutely love. And so we both show up, and you've got a Ford, I've got a Ford. And then he said, "Yeah, my youngest son's name is Ford." And,
off the truck?
What's that?
Off the truck?
Goodness, I didn't ask why his name is Ford, but yeah, his youngest son is named Ford. So it just kind of started there. Then
I just bought a Ford.
Oh yeah, yeah, I love them. It started there, and we did pretty well in the competitions. We enjoyed it, but it was overly complicated. We were trying to figure out all the new procedures and how to inject the meat, do this, do that, do different rubs, different flavors, so on and so forth. And we started doing it so much that we started doing a barbecue night at Local 7, to where we would just do 12 racks of baby backs, and that was it. You could buy the rack, and we just constantly sold out of those. And there was one employee in particular who excelled at accomplishing that, and also wanted to come out and be a part of our competition team. And so it was the first time that I had an employee that showed interest in what it is that we were doing outside of work, that wanted to come participate and wanted to do it on his own time. It wasn't,
Nice.
It wasn't, "Hey, I'm going to come out. Do I get paid to be out here?" This had nothing to do with the restaurant. So showing a genuine love for cooking, for learning, and he wanted to come see what we did because he loved barbecue as well. When we got him involved in the team, we started to really kind of wrap our heads around, okay, how would we make this a restaurant? How would we, do this and do this consistently? Because it's not cooking a steak to temp. It's not cooking a burger to temp. It's a lot more nuanced. It has more to do with the fire, more to do with the time, the touch, the feel, and everything else to make good barbecue. Once we got him involved, we started getting simple. We started sourcing our wood. We started making sure that everything was consistent on that end. We started only buying this cut of meat, that pork butt, being very consistent and finding good purveyors. And then the seasoning and everything else just became keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah.
And once we started doing that, we started placing higher in the competitions, and we really saw the feasibility of actually turning this into a restaurant. So we ran barbecue nights over at Local 7 for a few years, and when given the opportunity for the location across the street, we jumped on it.
Did you ever go to like Kansas City barbecue? Or
Oh yeah, we've been all over. We both that's Justin Bradford, who is who is a managing partner. Him and his wife Faith are managing partners of both Ford's Barbecue and Tucker, as
so
well
was
as
he
at
the
Oakhurst.
one who was the one that jumped and did the help with the?
Yes, that is Justin.
That's
Yes.
pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty great, and that's been my biggest success as a restaurateur is taking as little credit as possible. It's not finding these people. It's not finding these family members, these employees. It's it's allowing it to happen when they show interest. It's the same way that Local 7, Luis Finley, who runs Local 7, who is the managing partner at Local 7, started as a dishwasher at Matador Cantina when he was in high school. So
It's the only industry, hospitality, culinary, you can literally start as a dishwasher
Absolutely.
and become the big boss.
you absolutely can. And then that's happened a couple of times.
We got to get you involved. We're now doing an annual culinary leadership series.
Okay.
We started about 2 weeks. The first one was 2 weeks ago, and we're working with the Navigate Foundation and Compass with Chef Byron.
Okay.
So we'll have to get you involved next year.
Yeah, we'd love to. Love to.
So what do you have, like, let's take each one. Is there like a specialty, like your specialty barbecue and then like your specialty Fords besides the phenomenal tater tots?
Well, let's see. Local 7, we'll start with local because Ford's came out of local. Local 7, we started off wanting to have just a phenomenal burger joint, trying to do everything, good bar food, but having everything kind of handcrafted, not a whole lot of frozen stuff. So everything is handmade. We've done a very good job with that. But Local 7 we always joked around in the first couple of years because literally from day one, when we opened those doors that Friday night, I realized that Local 7 was no longer mine. It was Tucker's. And so we were adopted by the community instantly. A lot of good positive feedback, negative feedback. I mean, goodness, negative feedback is a lot of times more important than positive.
True.
So yeah, it took a good solid 12 to 18 months of ironing everything out. And we used to joke around in the kitchen, hey, relax. We're going to be Burger King for a couple of years, have it your way. Like, just to try to get our identity because we really felt that success of Local 7 was going to be accommodating the community. That's why we were there. And so we did. And it took good 5-6 years to really kind of hone in what the concept was truly, the menu truly was going to be, which then tied into Ford's. The barbecue nights were a big hit. We did baby back ribs. We do not do baby backs anymore in that they really need to be consumed within a couple of hours of coming off the smoker.
Okay.
There's no fat. There's no real good way to hold them. We try to cook barbecue the way that we used to, competition style. So if it is truly like pick it up and it falls off the bone, it's overdone. That's a stew. That's not smoked meat. And a lot of people like it that way. And that's the problem. It's the beautiful thing about barbecue. You can call it a problem if you will, but everybody's grandfather did it better. This is the way they like it. And so we've been able to create our own identity of, hey, this is the way that we do it, and go from there. We like to show off a little bit. We have pork belly burn-ins on Mondays. We do plate ribs, which is beef ribs, the big dinosaur bones on Thursdays.
I like those.
Oh, yeah. Those are very popular. We smoke whole sides of salmon on Friday for Fish Friday. So we definitely enjoy kind of showing our range and showing what we're able to do. With some items that we try to get out to the community as cheaply as possible. They're not necessarily money makers for us, but they are, hey, we're the barbecue spot in this area. Come look what we can do. And we really kind of hang our hat on our specials and what we're able to do that way, while staying consistent with, ribs. Our brisket is absolutely amazing. We focused on brisket, focus more on brisket we're always trying to improve, but a lot of our influences came from traveling to Texas, going around the Southwest. Justin and I both have been, traveled numerous times. Kansas City as well, Memphis, to try to get our identity. We never will. Georgia, I don't think, and there are many other barbecue restaurants out there that may have differing opinions, but Atlanta in general kind of has so many influences when it comes to barbecue that it's very difficult to tie in this is what Georgia barbecue is.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah. I grew up going to Fresh Air Barbecue in Jackson. My dad would take me and my friends down there, and we would do that quite regularly. And they do chopped pork, slaw, hot barbecue sauce on top, and Brunswick stew. That's all they do.
Mm-hmm.
And so we do have a sandwich on the menu, paying homage to them, the Fresh Air sandwich. But that was my influence growing up. So everybody's got their own experience with it.
That's very true. I never thought, because North Carolina has its own set style, kind of Alabama.
Yeah, Alabama's got the chicken and the white. They're at least known for something, whether the menu leans all that way or not. But Alabama with chicken and white barbecue sauce, we've incorporated some of that into what it is that we do. I'm a big vinegar sauce fan, so South Carolina with mustard, North Carolina with a little bit more tomato base and apple cider vinegar, absolutely love it. We'll do whole hogs occasionally, absolutely love doing that. But it is one thing that we've tried to do is do one thing, a few things, and in this case, and do it really well. And it's harder to do with an expansive menu and doing so many proteins, but that's why it is, really looking at it. And you go to Texas and they do brisket. That's what they do. Like you go and they'll have barbecue restaurants that's all they'll have. Fresh Air only doing pork. Going out to North Carolina and only having whole hog, and that's all they do. So a lot of that has been lost living in a big city like that, trying to accommodate everybody coming through your door. So yeah, in the future we'll be looking to get a little bit more finite on doing one thing, two things, and doing it really, really well.
Like you said, everything's evolving.
It is. It is.
So, are you looking forward to the new next year's Restaurant Week in Tucker?
Absolutely. We look forward to that every year. It's a wonderful event. I was just saying that it's very nice to have a city and Discover DeKalb put that together every year. It is something that a lot of the other municipalities have different ideas of ways to promote their restaurants and to support their local business community. But that Restaurant Week has really kind of hit it out of the park. And it's always something that we can, it's not ramping up to get ready for a bunch of business that we hope is coming.
Right.
It's pretty much guaranteed that it's coming. So it's been very nice. We look forward to it every year.
Well, it's a week long of very targeted marketing to bring people. So it's a great, and it's always at a good time where it really is new business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it works.
We're excited about that as well. Where do you see you going in the future?
Well, what we're looking to do is we're looking to expand Ford's as far as catering is concerned. We're trying to grow that part of our business. We're also trying to incorporate chicken into our concept. We've always been a big believer in personally, low and slow chicken is not a good representation of what barbecue chicken is. It can very easily become dry. The skin can become rubbery. So we have actually purchased and are opening up another location in Avondale, hopefully beginning of next year, Ford's Chicken. And it will add the chicken element to our catering. And yeah, we'll be doing direct heat rotisserie, acacia charcoal, and oak. So it will be
nice,
high heat, direct heat, all of our same Ford's flavors, but really kind of taking a different method that we weren't able to incorporate into the restaurant. It needed to be its own thing. Hence we're going to do one thing and we're going to do it really well.
So how'd you pick Avondale Estates?
We have another restaurant over in Avondale, kind of a town hall bar, very similar to the Local 7, the Stratford Pub. We've been in the community. We've been involved in the community, and they're trying to expand, trying to, pull in some of that Decatur business, and they've done a very good job over the past decade.
Got a really cool downtown.
It's very cool downtown. We've had a lot of, we made it through COVID. The community was absolutely amazing. I play on a tennis team out of Avondale. I live over in Oakhurst, so it's close to home. It's in the neighborhood. And we wanted to definitely be a part of their growth over the past 18 months. They have been completely revamping the street, choking off traffic, making it more walkable, bringing in more business. And we really have high hopes of that community taking a page out of Tucker's book and being able to match their success. So we saw an opportunity to purchase a building over there that was a former barbecue restaurant to be able to add on to that. So
I miss Palookaville. That was such an interesting place.
Yeah, Jim Stacy was a very, very creative, talented person, and definitely made that pretty special. I can't reiterate enough with everything that we've been able to accomplish. It all boils back to the people that are involved with me. It's I'm kind of big picture and try to see it and grow, but we have some absolutely phenomenal managing partners, employees, managers that are truly the ones that deserve the accolades, because nothing would have been possible without them.
You got to have the right team.
You do. You do.
It's
my job is more of a. My job is creating the family and coming together and listening to them, listening to their feedback, and making decisions on how to move forward with everyone involved.
So obviously, people can find you downtown,
yep.
Main Street, Tucker.
Yep.
On both sides of the road, so you can't
of the
miss
road.
Which way you're looking to find one of the two.
That's right. So Local 7 right on the tracks. So you got to kind of embrace the train, we always say, because it's going to interrupt dinner a few times. But, hey, every time the train comes by, we've got $2 woo-woo shots. So everybody.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so everybody can embrace the train. And then, we have a beautiful patio over at Ford's BBQ.
You really do.
Yeah.
And then I love the smoke, the wood fire room for the.
Oh yeah, yeah, and you can come, and that's kind of the next step as far as that location is concerned. Obviously, we're focusing on catering business wise. As far as adding more to the community, we are trying to finish off the front of the smokehouse to where people can actually come in and see what it is that we do.
That'd be cool.
It's been a long road to hoe due to the business that we've had and having to keep up and having to expand, and it just kind of becomes hey, we need a pallet of charcoal, a pallet of wood in order to keep us rolling. We use a very specific wood. We use very specific charcoal to start our fires. Never any chemicals, never any gas, never any electric. But so it's we need a lot of space. But hopefully within the next 12 months, we'll be able to do that. So you can come belly up to the bar in the smokehouse and watch the guys work and, kind of see where the product's coming from.
Oh, that's going to be extremely cool.
Yeah, should be neat. So
it's going with the new style of restaurants anyway.
A little bit, yeah. We've Das BBQ. We're big fans of Das BBQ. They do a very good job cooking a lot of the same equipment that we do. And they really did a good job with their Hell Mill location of incorporating the smokehouse, not necessarily into the restaurant, but as a customer, you see what it is that they're doing as you're walking in. Whereas, in Tucker, you can see it. It's there, but it's not kind of in your face the same way. So we're trying to, take a little page out of their book and do a little bit, head that direction.
So we have that to look forward to.
Absolutely.
Well, James, I appreciate you being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
So it's a great place. Don't forget, if you're listening or viewing, to downtown Main Street Tucker, Local 7, Ford's Barbecue, and check them out also during Tucker Restaurant Week.
We'll be there and we'll be ready.
So thank you. I appreciate coming on the show.
Thank you.